Hi everyone, it's Bernardo Moya, founder of The Best You, and I'm here in London. I'm in London, and then I'm going to LA tomorrow, which I'm looking forward to for some sunshine. And we've just completed the Best You Expo in London. It's just been 2 days. It was Friday, the 16th and 17th. It was an amazing event. We had 12,500 people. So I lost my voice before I started, so I'm still trying to get it back, but we'll get there. We'll get there. And we're now promoting our event in Long Beach, and we're doing these very short webinars, which is simply just allows us to kind of know a little bit more about the people that are getting involved in the expo, all the great speakers, exhibitors, and the great causes that we're supporting. And today I've got the pleasure of having James Pond here with us, who is from Veterans Path. And James, hi, how are you? Welcome.
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Brilliant. James, tell me a little bit more about yourself and what you do, and tell me about this amazing work that you do at Veterans Path.
Yeah, so I'm the executive director of Veterans Path, and my background is I was in the Marine Corps for 8 years, so I'm a veteran myself. I got out of the military and had many of the same struggles that veterans today are carrying around with them. And through a process of events and my own sort of healing journey, I started managing and leading nonprofit organizations. And in 2016, after 12 years of working in the anti-human trafficking field, really felt like it was time for me to move and help my brothers and sisters that were in need. And so I came across Veterans Path, and it's a really great organization. It was formed by two women back in 2008 to meet a need of the literally millions of men and women that have served in the military and are coming back and having transitional struggles, whether that's dealing with suicidality, post-traumatic stress, traumatic brain injuries, sexual assault, moral injury. Veterans are really carrying a lot with them. And this organization is really built around a strength-based model of helping veterans to rediscover their own purpose and meaning in life, to learn meditation and mindfulness skills, develop a community, and then find new pathways of service. And we do that through a variety of different programs that are really about helping veterans to find healing for themselves. And it's a great community. We've been doing work for about 10 years. We started in California, and we're now serving veterans in California, Tennessee, and Colorado. And we're getting requests from across the country from veterans that are looking for programs just like this, that are an alternative and an opportunity for veterans to experience something new and to find their own best selves.
Well, thank you. My take on this is obviously kind of, as an outsider, someone from the UK looking in, I know that there seems to be a lot of respect and support for the veterans. But then on the other hand, I think it maybe is a little bit like it is in the UK, that unfortunately a lot of the times that they're left on their own, and it's only thanks to great causes like yours that really support them. Is that similar over there?
It's very hard, because I think from the outside, if you're a civilian and you're looking in, you go, wow, it just seems like there's a lot out there for veterans to access. And unfortunately, though there's a lot of things that they can access, a lot of them are not necessarily helpful. It's kind of like fast food. There's a lot of it, but it's not good for you. And so as an organization, we really look at going sort of an inch wide and a mile deep with veterans, because they're really carrying a lot of things that we're over medicating our veterans. We're giving them treatment and opportunities that don't necessarily help them in the process of healing. And so this is really an opportunity for them to experience that. And so in some sense, you're right. I think some of it is there's a lot of American pride for veterans. I think they're very supportive, but in a lot of ways, I think they don't know how or what veterans need. And Veterans Path is there to fill a gap that right now is not being met for veterans.
Okay, great. And I want you to explain a little bit more. Our take with the Best You. So we're a platform, obviously, that's around and aimed around personal and professional growth, because obviously kind of, it's only that after school and when we get on with life, we start understanding the set of skills that we maybe lack, that we could definitely do with more of. And, whatever that may be, communication skills, language, confidence, low self-esteem, exercising, whatever it is. And kind of our take on it is that there's a lot of many great people helping and supporting, a lot of people, obviously with NLP, psychology, mindfulness in the industry too. But what we feel is that our objective is to train those educators, so educate educators, to not only help those that want to become the best version of themselves in whatever it is that they want to do and achieve in life, but also to make sure that we address the things that, you know, the world needs addressing. So that the campaign that we have, and we've had in both our events, is called The Best You, A Better World. So it's really about trying to educate how we can help and assist those that are, you know, we're teaching, to address the facts of, yes, let's become the best version of yourself, but how can you make the world a better place? And I couldn't think of anything better or something that we could support more than, you know, dealing with obviously the issues of mental health, obviously, you know, mindfulness, supporting the veterans, and then obviously so many other causes, like, for example, slavery, which you were saying, which we're supporting, A21, and global warming, and so many others. So we're delighted to have you there. So explain to me a little bit more about kind of how or what do you do? How do you teach and how do you help people overcome, you know, these adverse situations that they have with suicidal tendencies or depression?
Yeah, so we have a series of events, and so the name Veterans Path really comes from peace, acceptance, transformation, and honor, and we see those as kind of stepping stones towards healing for veterans. And I think what happens is, you know, as a country, we've done a phenomenal job at training our men and women to go to war, and unfortunately, we don't do a great job in rewiring them to come home. And so oftentimes veterans are coming back having experienced combat and other experiences in the military without any transition or ritual in coming back. And so oftentimes what's happened is, in experiencing that trauma, is that there's literally a dissociation between sort of their physical selves and their mental, emotional, and psychological selves. And what tends to be lacking is emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize what's real and present, what's right in front of them. So oftentimes there's and, you know, stress about the past, anxiety about the future. There's not a sense of learning to live in the now and what's happening right in front of them, and ascertaining what is actually happening as opposed to what my perception is. So the events that we offer, we do one-day events that are an entry level for veterans that have never experienced Veterans Path, don't know anything about mindfulness and meditation. It's an opportunity for them to come out, have some fun, do some physical activities. We do some mindfulness, sensory awareness work with veterans. But it's also an opportunity for them to be in a community with one another. Veterans speak a common language that most people don't understand and don't have the experience to really feel what veterans are experiencing. So that's a helpful aspect. So that community aspect is supportive. And one of the things that we've learned is that in this trend of mindfulness growing in sort of global recognition, is that a lot of it is very surface. And we've learned that things like meditation are things that when we microdose it over long periods of time, we see a benefit. When we do it in community together, there's also another gain benefit of accountability, a deepening of practice, being able to drop into those practices much easier, and really having the support that you need as you're walking through some of that process. So those one-day events are a great experience for veterans. We offer a 3-day retreat. It's a little deeper dive. It happens over a weekend. It's an opportunity to really do a little self-discovery. And then the meat of our program is we offer a 4-month anchor program. And this year we're offering 3 of those to veterans, 1 in California, 1 in Colorado, and 1 in Tennessee. They can find info on the website. But it's a really significant program because it's not just a retreat to go and escape, but it's a retreat that kicks off a 4-month program that's really a deep dive in setting personal life goals, having a cohort of 8 other veterans that you'll walk through that process with, a great facilitation team that really helps veterans to develop their own life goals and walk through that process of learning good communication skills, learning mindfulness practices, developing strong emotional intelligence, empathy, connection to other people. And so it really becomes a holistic approach to helping veterans discover, you know, who they really are inside and finding new pathways of service. I think for a lot of vets, when they get out of the military, there's a sense that their purpose and meaning is over. And Veterans Path is really helping them to discover that there's much more to their life, whether that's being a better husband, father, wife, friend, community member, employee, that they have so much more to offer to the world, and that their purpose and meaning can be rediscovered and redefined by them. So it's a really powerful program. And then last, and I think this speaks to sort of the core of what you guys are about, is we have a veterans leadership program. And it's a 2-year leadership program that's about self-betterment, but it's also about learning professional facilitation and group skills. And those veterans go on to lead other veteran events for us and helping sort of pay it forward. And so we see that as a continuum of being able to help more veterans over time.
Amazing work. How do you feel it works when it comes down to for them coming on one of these one-day courses, and what kind of impact does it have? I mean, is a lot of the things having an immediate impact on them?
Yeah, the one-day events, obviously it's a small dose, but what we find is that veterans have more ease in their own body. They feel a sense of comfort, that there's some kind of hope ahead of them that doesn't involve medication or some other kind of laborious therapy or treatment. I think veterans feel an immediate connection to other veterans and feel like maybe more of this might be helpful in their own healing process. Once you get into those deeper programs, we've just had profound statements from veterans that have said it's been life transforming and life saving. So, we see the one days as really being kind of an entry point or a teaser to really get them to want to participate in something deeper. But that really comes to a stage of change where they're really ready to make that kind of commitment to their own self-healing. And, really, I think that's much of what we're finding, is that you can offer people as much help as you can, but it's not until they're ready to actually make that change in their life that they come to that place of acceptance and they're ready to take the steps that they need to find that healing in their lives.
Well, I'm obviously no therapist, and I would never consider myself to be one. My training, or the only training I've done, is with NLP. I've done a lot of neuro-linguistic programming. One of the other companies that I have is with Dr. Richard Banner, who's the co-creator, and I know, and I've seen kind of the impact that a lot of the techniques that he has or uses can create dramatic and instant change. So my only thought out here is simply that there are some amazing resources available, and it can definitely create a quick and instant change in people's lives. So yeah, reach out because I think there's some many great people doing some great things. So I want you to explain to me a little bit more about kind of what you will be doing and what you will be sharing at our expo. But I just wanted to kind of reinforce the idea of this event. So this event is, if you're interested, if you're passionate about, becoming the best version of yourself, if you want to connect with like-minded individuals that are interested, like you in becoming the best version of yourself and making the world a better place. Well, this is an amazing opportunity because we've got 8 or 9 rooms. They're all themed differently: passion to profit, wealth and riches, balance, meditation, yoga. We've got all sorts of things going on, and we've got 140 speakers. So if anyone in particular would want to come along, and obviously it goes without saying, if they're a veteran, there's a free ticket for them, a general admission free ticket, which is normally around $20, $25. So feel free, please, to share that with as many people as you want. We would love to help and support in any way we can. But it's an amazing event, and I always believe that in this, you never know where there's, a turning point in your life where that it could be a quote, it could be an inspiration, it could be a book, it could be someone that says something, or it could be a talk that could turn your life around. So I would really invite anyone, and obviously any veterans in particular, to come along. So with your permission, I'm just going to very, very quickly just share my screen. And here it is. So this is kind of like the Best You Expo. It's the Best You, this is how you find us, thebestyouexpo.com. And here, that's the one in Long Beach in California, which is on the 24th and 25th of March. And yeah, there's all sorts of opportunities for people. We've got a fantastic lineup of mainstay speakers. We have Dean Graziosi, we've got Mastin Kipp, we have Dave Asprey from Bulletproof. So there's all sorts of amazing opportunities to get involved. And as far as the floor plan, well, as I was saying before, there's all sorts of rooms for everyone. Mindfulness and well-being, health and lifestyle, passion to profit, best for business. We even have a room for Spanish speakers, Desarrollo Personal. I'm originally from Spain, so I'll be sharing a few little words in there. And this is it. This is the speakers whereby, as I said, we have more than 140. Jim Quick, Nia Peoples. We've got all sorts of experts. We've got Wyland, who's obviously supporting the charities related to the pollution, the oceans and the seas. So that's it. 140 speakers, each of them speaking about all sorts of great things. So tell me, James, what will Veterans Path be sharing there at the expo?
Yeah, so I'm going to be doing a talk called Rewired, and it is about how we are bringing our veterans to truly come home. And so I would encourage people to come. We're going to talk about and share some incredible stories of resiliency in veterans that have walked through a path of going to combat and coming home, and that transition that they made, and how Veterans Path has made a difference. But it's applicable to anyone's life. It's a strong case for meditation and mindfulness, and how those skills can impact their own resilience and their own capacity to make a difference in the world. So I'd encourage them to come out and hear us talk about Rewired and bringing veterans to truly come home.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. I just wanted to say, you know, congratulations in this amazing work. I think what you do is extremely honorable. I mean, you know, my experience in the army was simply as a volunteer. Well, when it was compulsory here in Spain, and I did 13 months. So I ended up as a corporal, nothing like a lot of what you guys have done and where you've been. But I admire that sense of brotherhood that all of you, you know, your brothers and sisters have, and how you support each other and how you help each other. And there isn't more, you know, that there isn't a bigger and higher sacrifice and more thinking of a family in the unit than being in the armed forces. So, you know, it's very admirable. And for those that are, you know, out there trying to, you know, share their ideas and help and make the world a better place, you know, you should definitely make sure that you're at the disposal of great people like James and your organization. So thank you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing you.
Thanks, Bernardo. We really appreciate the opportunity. We're looking forward to seeing you as well.
Yeah, perfect. Well, thank you so much. Take care. All the best.
All right, take care. All right, bye-bye.